right, I think we are. Here we are. Are we live? I always mess this part up. Come on. Oh, we're live. Woohoo! I'm waiting for it to say up there that we're live. I always tend to say I'm live and I'm not live, or I always mess this up part. But, first of all, this past weekend I was down at the D1 duels. It was a small dual tournament, 7 dual teams. So I just wanted to say thank you to Coach Prince for having that. It was great to see wrestling again down on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And I appreciate you inviting Ward Wrestling Live there. So shout out to Mark Prince. But in the meantime, we got another top 10 kid in the nation who we are going to see compete at the Grappler up in Myrtle Beach this year. He's a 2-time state placer. And then he went and won the whole thing this year. So he's a 1-time state champ, national All-American, Fargo All-American. And as I said, 10th in the nation. He comes out of a real good wrestling program there at Richmond Hill High School in Georgia. And it's Kamdyn Munro. So Kamdyn, what's up, buddy? Hey, thanks so much for coming on, man. It's an honor. I reached out. You said yes. Doesn't happen a lot, but thank you.
Happens sometimes. I'm glad to be on.
Yeah, it's been good. I think your number like 330 or something like that since April 6th. So I've gotten to talk to a lot of kids and adults and coaches and boys and girls. And I've learned so much through talking to everybody because, I learned something from each one of you. I get to meet people from all around the country. And, one thing I have learned is, man, Georgia is starting to bring it. And you guys have a ton of studs. I'm seeing all the ranked guys that are nationally ranked because I see the Grappler's been posting you guys up. Not just Georgia, but from around the nation, all the kids coming in, and you can see the Georgia kids that are getting, getting their shout out. So, man, how long have you been wrestling?
I think I started in the 2nd grade, and then I really started to wrestle in 3rd grade, and then it just kicked off from there.
Wow, and always in Georgia. That's where you've lived your whole life.
Yes, sir, pretty much.
Nice. So not a kid that was like, I was born in Ohio and I was born with a headgear on and I just moved to Georgia. No, Southern boy, born and bred. That's awesome. Man, so basically your whole life, you're what, 17 now or something?
Yes, sir. I'm 17. Actually, my first sport was basketball, and then that didn't go so well. Then I moved to soccer and football, and then my dad brought me into a wrestling room once at, I think it was like one of the old primary schools, and he was like, go out there, and then I just kind of just went with it pretty much.
Fell in love with it.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's great. So, man, how far have you seen Georgia, from coming up through Georgia wrestling, and I know you compete on Team Georgia. You're part of the All Savannah team, and you've been involved in a lot, and we'll talk about it. But little by little, are you starting to go into these Georgia rooms and going, wow, it's hard to compete. There's a lot of top talent. And would you guys, didn't Team Georgia get 4th or something on a national, big national tournament last year?
We got 4th in freestyle, and I think we got 3rd in Greco. But schoolboy year, we won it in Greco, and then we got 2nd in freestyle.
Wow, so you guys are bringing it, man. So how's the progression been, and what do you think's making the Dirty South so good?
The progression's actually been really good because there's always been the good kids that were good through youth that are still really good, and then once we all hit into high school and we all started to get into the same wrestling room, we were just kind of rebounding off of each other and making each other better, and then going to the bigger tournaments, and then we were just putting our names out there and try to do what we can do, pretty much.
Yeah, and I see. Do you guys come down to the knockout?
My school is this year, I think, but the past 3 years we didn't go. But I was kind of upset.
Yeah, I watch. I went this year for the first time as a spectator because I wanted to go the final day and let my son kind of just watch and experience and see those kids on the mat and stuff, and got to see some great matches. But man, a lot of those finals were Florida, Georgia, and it was, man, it was fun to watch. And, I almost feel like Georgia and Florida are one state. We're always, we compete, but
Yeah.
when we go across the country, it's like we go together, right?
Yes, sir. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I see that they've added, gosh, I don't know. It looked like 20 teams to knock out this year. So it's going to be it's going to be a good one. I can't wait. They're actually, I've heard rumors that they're going to move it to a bigger facility because I don't know that. First of all, the high school, they do a great job. Coach Bird over there, he does a great job facilitating it. But I mean, you're only so big, right? And so with all
Yeah,
these
then
new teams hearing about it and finding out about it, and yeah, it's going to be fun. Well, that'll be cool to see you guys down here around Christmas time. Since I started this show, I've always mentioned the knockout and wondered why we don't get more teams down here for something like that around Christmas time in Florida. So it looks like
like a
it's
little
growing.
wrestling, in my opinion.
Say it again.
Yeah, it's like a little vacation while you're wrestling. Like you wrestle and like you can relax and go out to the beach maybe after the whole tournament, just chill out.
For sure, go to Disney, hang out. But I mean, also it's grown to be a badass tournament.
Yes, sir.
So it'll be nice to see a new school, see Richmond Hill down there. Hey, so what? Talk about your school, your club, your program. What makes it so great?
Probably our coaches. Our coaches really help us out. It's not like an individual thing with our coaches. It's more like a team. If one person's having trouble, we're probably all gonna go over the same move, and then he's gonna have like some of the better kids help the other kids. Like here's some pointers out. And I think like our wrestling room is pretty solid still. So I feel like we're still gonna be pretty good when a lot of our kids graduate this year.
Yeah, how do you guys who are seniors, juniors and seniors, um, what roles do you guys play with the younger kids coming up to make sure that winning mentality stays in the program?
Sometimes we try to beat them up to toughen them up a little bit to see like ones are the little slower ones in the group, and then after that we try to lead them and try to help them go from here to here. Like there's a lot of kids, a lot of freshmen and sophomores this year that have like a potential to do like pretty good things throughout their high school career, and then furthermore if they want to keep wrestling.
Wow, that's awesome. I was looking. What you were 152 this year? Was that right? Did I see that right?
Yes, sir. 152. I was 160. Then something happened with one of our kids, so I was like, I'll sacrifice it and I'll just cut the weight. I said, all right.
Nice. And is that the weight you want it all on?
Yes, sir. I'm 152.
Nice. So it was a good move for you.
A little bit. I feel like I probably could have 160, most likely. So
Where
I
are you
mean, it was.
going at the grappler?
I'm going 52 there. I'm only cutting weight 2 times this year, and that's for Super 32 and Fall Grappler.
Nice. 32 you've been to already a couple times?
Yes, sir. That's kind of like my kryptonite. I'm either a hit or miss there, to be honest.
Yeah, man. It's I've never been there. I've only been in the sport for a couple of years. My son found it, fell in love with it. It's obviously changed him. Going from he went 0-30 his first 2 years to where he got some wins this year, went like 500, and he's progressing. But most importantly, I see what the sport has done for him or to him, and then I got to meet some people in his small group that I saw they changed their lives. And then I started reading stories and hearing things, and I was like, man, this sport really does some big things for young men and young women. You've been involved in it for as long as you can remember, but now that you pretty much know yourself and you understand your mentality and your personality, when you're younger, you just kind of go with the flow, whatever your parents say you do.
Yeah.
But what do you think? The man you are today, how much do you say that was wrestling, or what has wrestling meant and made you who you are?
It's honestly changed a lot about me because like I was more of a kid like to do like just to do something and get in trouble like with my parents. Like I'd do something stupid, And like that, like it's like changed me. Like I don't want to do something stupid in a match, so I'm not gonna do something stupid outside of that, and then like maybe lose the match. So like I kind of take like wrestling into like a whole perspective. Like I don't want to lose in this situation, and I don't want to lose in this situation. I'd rather win in that both of them and try to stay good.
Yeah, and how has it affected your grades?
Good, because they make me stay on top of them the whole time. Because like if I can't wrestle, I'm kind of just like I don't know what to do. Like over quarantine, like after like 2 weeks, I was like, we gotta go somewhere to practice or wrestle. I don't like this break at all anymore. Like the 2 weeks, it was good, but now I'm like, all right, I'm ready to get back on it and go.
Yeah, I mean, speak a little about that. How did I know Georgia was sporadic on being open, being closed, being open, being closed. Uh, first of all, what's Georgia been looking like lately? And then, um, what stuff, how did you have to adjust to kind of get your training on this summer?
Um, like Georgia's looking pretty good. I feel like we're one of the better areas with the corona and everything. So I mean, it was like still like hard to go places and everything, but it also was like it was taken on me a lot. And then my personal trainer really helped me push myself more. It was like, hey, you gotta, if you really want this, you gotta push yourself. So like over the quarantine, all I did was work out and I like tried to better myself. And then like if my dad got a text from like a club coach like saying, hey, we're having practice, like if it was 2 hours away, we were driving that 2 hours to go get that good wrestling coming back.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome. Yeah, it's definitely, um, like I was telling, like I said at the beginning of the show, I finally got an opportunity to get out and see some wrestling with, Coach Prince down there at D1 on the Gulf. He's about 2 hours from me, so same thing. Uh, my son didn't go with me because he was resting. It was his mom's birthday this weekend, so he had to do that. Um,
yeah.
but I drove down. It was the first time where I ever set up my show, and I got to see kids. But it was, he asked me, "Hey, did you have fun? Was it okay for you?" I'm like, "Look, if I never even spoke to one kid, it was so good for my sanity. I got to see wrestling again, right?" And of course,
Yeah.
it was great though. He got me a couple interviews. I saw you know, two state champs get beat, or one state runner up and one state champ get beat in the room by a couple of guys that are state qualifiers, state runners up, looking to win it all. So got to see some really good matches. There was a four-timer in the room wrestling. There was a bunch of state champs, so it was, for only having 6 or 7 teams, they brought some stuff in. What'd you say?
They brought some hammers in, didn't they?
Yeah, and it was fun to watch, just to see it and smell it and hear it. And you know I know it sounds terrible, but to see the kids cry when they lose, to see the kids happy when they win, like, you miss the emotion of the sport, right? To see the tears, to see the heartbreak, to see, that the kid, the eighth grader ended up wrestling on one of the high school teams, and he made it to overtime with this kid, and to see him, he came out and rolled around and won the overtime match. Just little things like that. It was just fun to see those nuances again. So, or nuances, or whatever the hell they're called. I'm not
Yeah.
that literate, so I mess things up really
It's all right.
bad. So, what part of Georgia is Richmond Hill in?
We're like 10, 15 minutes away from Savannah, so like we're right on the water.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love Savannah. I've been there, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times, but every time I go, I can't eat enough and I can't drink enough, and it's a great time. And I mean, I drink Coca-Cola, Sprite, ice water, none of that stuff that you should mess with.
Yeah.
And but the food is good there, man, and they got some great places. But that's a fun town. So you travel a little bit competing with Team Georgia. You guys have done some really big things. How has that helped you develop as a wrestler?
To match up against different kids, like to see how like, oh, this state's doing this team's doing that, like this is working now, this isn't working. Maybe I need to switch up my style a little bit, get used to it. Like I used to be like more like a duck under high crotch kind of guy, and then I was like, I mean, the Russians right now, and everybody's using single legs. So I guess that's starting to like come in and like work on. So I think I started to shoot a lot more singles. I mean, it's just like getting that different feel of different kids to wrestle.
Have you when do you think like your power and your technique kind of met each other and that's when you kind of saw yourself? Because I think I see a lot in the younger kids, like they get really technical, but then they can't, that the strength isn't there yet, right? And you see some powerful guys coming from like the football field or something, but they can only push you around so much until technique comes,
Yeah.
right? When did it kind of come together for you?
I feel like it clicked my junior year, actually, like when I started to, or my 10th grade year after Fargo, because I was working out and I was like, all right, I can use my strengths for this and then my technique for this and like try to combine them. So I'm not like using a lot of my energy as much. So I can go the full 2-2-2 and then be ready for like the next match.
Yeah, well, it's obviously working. I mean, getting a top 10 ranking, that doesn't suck. And uh, getting off to a big tournament, it's going to be fun to see wrestling again at that level. Um, have you started to look at colleges or anything yet? Have people started talking to you? Have you made any choices yet?
No, sir. I'm kind of, because they pushed the dead period back until January 21st, if
Okay.
I'm right, back a while. So yeah, a handful of D1, and then I think like 2 or 3 D2 schools have contacted me. But I'm just trying to keep my options open until like after Super 32 and Fall Grappler.
Yeah, makes sense. Get through a season. You know, uh, I mean, you're obviously already on the radar being ranked in the nation, but like I remember talking to Brentley Reyna. I had him on, and
Mm-hmm.
he was already a 3-timer at the time that he walked into Fargo last year or something, and I mean not Fargo, Super 32, and
Oh yeah,
and
he
he
lit
was
it up.
yeah, and he was getting looked at by schools, but he said after that tournament, it was like the top blew off. He was getting calls from everywhere, and
Yeah,
and not as I mean, he ended up winning it, right? But that doesn't mean you might you might get a number one guy in your bracket, and you end up beating him in the third round or something. But that's that win, right? That goes, wow, okay, there's something there, right? Um,
yeah. It doesn't matter. You can place top 8 at that tournament, and you're 90% gonna get colleges. Just boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom. That tournament is tough. It is. It is hard.
Was there what match or tournament did you realize, after that tournament you were like, wow, people know who I am right now around the country?
I think after Fargo, when I was getting just boom, 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 they were just like kind of hitting me like, oh, this. No, actually, it was during the Fargo camp when I talked to Adam Hall at NC State and Dan Dennis when he was at UTC, and he was a funny dude, and then Adam Hall was like, that kid's good, like he's legit. I was like, dang, that meant something to me. Like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this.
Yeah, so now your name's in there, so that's awesome, man. um you obviously D1, obviously every kid, that's their dream. um now is your school are you used to like smaller classes, larger classes? Is that going to affect your choice at the next level?
Not really. Like I'm in a small town, so like we have like probably like 27 to 30 kids in each, but we have a lot of students at our school. Like we're 6A, so that's the second highest. So I mean, I'm used to being around a lot of people, but sometimes I want to be like, oh, I want to go out into like a big college and like have like the college life experience, but not like all the partying and
What's
stupid
the
stuff.
what's the dream? What's the dream program like? If this college had already hit you up, it's over.
Um, Honestly, it'd probably be Cornell. Like
Yeah, get up
just
there,
like
get in the room with Yanni.
Yanni, Dake, Mark Gray, Vito, and all of them, and just like that is just crazy. That like if I got a letter from there, I'm like, all right, that's in the
All
story.
right,
That's where I'm.
Coach Gray, you hear that? He wants you, Cornell. All right. Coach Gray was on the show. I was blessed to have him on here once. So
Really?
I I may just forward this video to him and let him hear that you got a hammer in Georgia that wants to get on the mat. I don't know if that'll make a difference or not, but I talked to all these coaches and I asked them, what's the biggest thing you tell a kid when telling them to prepare for the next level or getting to college? And they say, send coaches stuff, send them videos, bother them. Sometimes they don't know you exist. And then they get a video and they're like, damn, how come I didn't see that kid in that little town? And so you never know. But if we can get him looking at you out of one eye, maybe he might see you do some big things coming up and you kick ass. So that would be awesome. So you went fourth, then you went second, and then this year you took it all. What adjustments have you made to be able to finally get to the top of the podium, and what did it mean to you to finally win it all?
The adjustments I made were stop making stupid freshman mistakes, kind of, because like the majority of my matches I lost, I was a freshman. That's kind of because I either didn't take the shot and I didn't pull the trigger because I got too like caught up in my head, or I just threw in legs because I suck at leg riding. I'm not even gonna lie. And that, and the kid I lost to a lot, he's at Coker now, and I lost by 1 point, and that was his closest match the whole year. And he was a 3-timer, and I just kept on throwing in legs, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get him this time. I'm gonna get him this time." Nope, and I just got reversed. And then it was a mental game, thinking like, "Oh, I'm not the best kid in this room." But then like when I started to beat better kids than me, I was like, "Oh, I'm legit. I can do it. Like I'm probably the best guy in here." So I'd walk in there with that mindset.
And well, that shit worked, huh?
Yes, sir.
You got to the top of the podium, man. Your parents, they must be very pleased. You seem like a really great young man, and then they probably see all the hard work. As a parent myself, it's weird. Like I see when he got his first win, I was crying for like 20 minutes, like it was my first win ever. And I'm like, and somebody asked me, and I'm like, because I worked just as hard. And they're like, no, you didn't. You just drove him there. I'm like, yeah, but that takes work. I got to get him there, make the drive, pay for it, get him. And like, yeah, but he worked harder.
Yeah, that's what my dad says. He was like, "You don't know how much work I put into it." And I joke around, I was like, "You mean driving me?" And he's like, "Yeah, like all the stress of you having to cut weight." I'm like, "Hey, I'll get the weight off.
Yeah.
Just gotta trust."
Meanwhile, I'm standing in the room and the kids are face to face doing dumbbell challenges and running medicine balls up and back. I'm like, I couldn't do that. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's definitely the work has paid off. So you've seen probably not the bracket. I don't think the bracket's out yet, but you've seen kind of a list of guys that are in your weight class going into the grappler. Talking to Tony Greathouse, he said that it's going to be the largest grappler that he's ever had. I think he's had it on since 07. There's over 160 state qualifiers. There's over 60 state champions. I think there's over another 40 or something nationally ranked kids. I mean, there's just a bunch of kids coming in the room, which is going to be awesome. You said you've seen the list. Who are you looking forward to most getting to compete against? Are there some kids there that have kind of been a rival of yours, and that's kind of that'll tell you where you're at going into the year?
These two kids, like, this is the only time I'm probably gonna ever wrestle them, and that's my friend Caleb Hinson and then my friend RJ Weston. So I mean, I want to see where I'm at with them, because Caleb is, I think, either 3 or 4 on flow, and then RJ I think is like 10 on flow, and he's going to Northern Iowa. So I mean, like, I want to see like where I'm at with both of them and see like, do I need to make any adjustments or not? Do I need to how do I need to go to the match and everything?
All right. Let's see. I think I have. Uh-oh. No. Sorry.
That's all right.
I was looking because I think that I have RJ coming on. You just said his name and it made me look because it says, he says, yes, I'll sign up tomorrow. I've been at a wrestling tournament in PA.
Oh yeah, he went up there with Team Shut actually. That was during the I think Super 32 qualifiers.
Yeah, so I think I got your boy coming on. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's my buddy. Me and him were drill partners for the Fargo and cadet duels and everything.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So I know that you already qualified for the Big 32, but what the hell you felt like going to the Challenger anyways? I saw we had some Florida guys up there, so I saw some posts and some pictures. I really, really, really like that venue. Have you wrestled in that venue before?
No, sir, never actually. That was the first time because I think it's normally at Union Grove High School actually.
But how cool was that? It was open, right? It was just an open, like.
Yes, sir. Just have basically.
Fun, good showing, great time. How did you do?
I got third. I kind of got upsetted in the semis, but the kid, he got the best of me. Like he knew what I was doing, so I have to give him that win. Like he got me.
Yeah, but you're keeping an eye on him. You want to see him in those brackets again, right?
Yeah.
Get one back.
Yeah, I want.
Was he a Georgia kid also?
Yes, sir. He's solid. He's a solid kid. He's actually training at level up with like Jackson Smith, Caleb Hinton, RJ Weston, and all those kids.
Oh yeah, I hit up Jackson. He declined me, but he was kind about it. And I said, well, I understand. He said he's training hard for the tournaments coming up, and I said, I said that's cool. I just hope to get to meet you. And he said, he was very cool about it. He was just, I get that some kids, also some coaches, have reached out to me on private messages. Just it's not their thing to get on TV and do this. So I'm cool with that. I'm down. Jackson, if you're listening, maybe you'll do something with me up at the Grappler. We'll just hang out. Yeah, because I'd love to catch you when you're coming off the mat after a win or something, and we can shoot the shit, and do some videos. We'll have a bunch of fun, man. I just tell these kids and these coaches, like last weekend, I got to go out and actually shake the hand of a lot of people and kids that have supported the show. And it was really cool just to say thank you to everybody for supporting me and coming on. So I tell the athletes the same thing, man. I can't wait to meet you guys up at the Grappler and just say thank you for coming on and supporting the show. And oh man. Hey, Goog said, who did you lose to, Mun?
I lost to Gunnar Filipowicz.
Oh, somebody just wrote, Bill Evans just wrote Filipowicz, Goog. I'm sorry, I didn't see these comments coming in. Damn.
No,
I'm so into talking to you, man. We're doing great. I saw Googs this weekend, man. It was so nice to see him and shake his hand and say thank you for the support. So Googs, thank you for the support.
Manatee coach, right?
Yeah, Manatee Mafia. Gotta.
Yeah.
Man,
I was gonna go to Jazztown actually a few years ago, and then we went to a dual tournament where he was at, and me and one of his kids almost got into it.
Oh, you want to see some fiery matchups? I got to watch the Manatee Mafia versus the Canes over the weekend, and one's in Palm Harbor, one's in Manatee, so they're real close. And the coaches get along and stuff, but when it's match time, man, they were going at it, man. It was, like I said, it was great to see competitive fire again. It was awesome. Hey, Grandma says congratulations, Kamdyn.
My grandma.
That's awesome. All right, man. We've been having fun here, huh? So good. So hey, listen, before we do the Super 32, real quick, we got Kamdyn Munro here, number 10 in the nation, Georgia State champ. We're going to see him. If you want to watch him, all the matches are going to be live at the Grappler. You can watch him from anywhere on the country. You'll get to see Kamdyn Munro. He'll be on the mats there at 152, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. Watch him do his thing, and wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he gets up there on the podium and gets himself. I think it was the stop. They were like stop signs, right? I think last year they were like wooden signs.
Oh yeah.
Kind of similar to no. I think at 32 it's belts, right? I always see the kids like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. That's awesome, man. All right, you ready?
yes, sir.
All right. High C or ankle pick?
Ankle pick.
All right. Let's go. Waffle fries or steak fries?
Waffle fries.
Goog said, train hard. We will see you in 2 weeks at Grappler. Gotta.
Yes, sir.
Googs, will I see you this weekend? You said steak fries, right?
I said waffle fries.
Waffle fry. So you're going Chick-fil-A over anyone. I like it.
I love Chick-fil-A.
Head and arm or suplex?
Probably a suplex. I'm not the best at head and arms.
You go mac and cheese or ramen noodles?
Mac and cheese all the way.
A half or a cradle?
Probably a cradle. I got some freakishly long arms, so.
Some big ones too, man. I can see them there, ready to wrap them around. All right, yes, sir. All right, Googs, I get to see you. Dry rub wings or saucy wings?
Depends what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm just getting back from cutting weight, I'm more of a dry. But if I'm not, then it's like sauce up.
That Georgia barbecue, huh?
Sure.
You going single or double?
Single legs now.
You you a chicken guy or a fish guy?
I don't know. I live on the water, so that one's that goes both ways because I like to eat fish and I like to eat chicken.
Nice.
So
So what's your favorite fish?
Probably salmon.
Man,
I like
so
salmon
good.
a lot.
And I mean, I like it as sushi, but I also like it like when they cook it, but just enough where it's just kind of seared on the outside, but it kind of flakes off. Yeah, good stuff, man. On your chicken, you go grilled, smoked, fried.
Whatever you got.
Whatever you got, you're down. All right, I like it. When you do your wings, you do drums or flats?
I like drums more.
Nice. All right. I think I know the answer here because you already mentioned how much you hate them. But leg ride tilts or roll through tilts?
Probably roll through tilts.
Yeah, because I heard you say earlier, man, I suck at leg rides. I hate them. You got long arms, not long legs.
I mean, I got a short torso, but I'm just never leg riding has not been my thing.
So you going Bang or Rockstar?
Sometimes when I drink an energy drink, I'm probably going with a Bang, but that's if my dad doesn't let me drink energy drinks that often anymore.
Not too much.
Sir.
What does it say? Yes, sir. Carnivore. Carrie Coper. Coach Dan is saying your wrestling answers as you are.
That's funny, Coach Dan.
The guy wants to fix the AC. Excuse me, wrestling world. I have my 12-year-old asking me a question. Yes, sir.
The guy's here to fix the AC.
The guy's here, everybody, to fix the AC.
Oh yeah, you need that air conditioning.
So mom wants me to get off this when I can. Okay, well, I'm almost at the end now. Thanks for coming in. Hey, AC needs fixing.
Yeah, it does. It's hot in Florida, isn't it?
Oh man, well, what happened is we have an air conditioner upstairs, and that's where I do the show from. And the box broke, so you can only turn it on and off. So when you turn it on, it just freezes the room. When you turn it off, it makes the room hot. So I got to turn it off and on all day long in between stuff, or else messes up. So he's here to come, I'm sure, put the new thermostat or whatever on. So it's all right. Okay, so we got He Loves Chicken. Coach E, you have a great wrestler and dad. So man, hey, obviously people know who the big Munro is, and you're out there kicking life's ass, man, and doing big things. And thermostat, there we go. See, Googs, my high school diploma really doesn't get big words out like that. So I appreciate you helping me with that. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, go past high school, boys and girls, so you can learn big words like thermostat. How'd I do? I think I did good there. Hey, man, this has been great. I can't wait to see you at the Grappler, man. I can't wait to watch you wrestle, watch you in action. It'll be really fun. I know there's a lot of big names coming across the country to scrap there, so it'll be a good one. And Munro 2020, Anna Marie Husher. And thank you so much. It's an honor to meet you. It's an honor to be on here with you. It's an honor to get to root for you now and be a fan of yours. And I'll make sure to share this video with Mike Gray. Maybe he'll give you a look after that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir, brother. And cheers, man.
All right, I'll see you. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Sorry, I'd stay on longer, but they got to fix my thermostat.
It's all right.
All right, see you, brother.